Southwest Florida's news source. This is Fox 4 News at 6.
Now at 6, mystery solved. What local leaders now say is responsible for dozens of snook deaths in a popular fishing hole. Plus,
when you hear that noise, you don't know what happened.
A rude awakening, how a Cadillac wound up inside this Southwest Florida salon, and the exclusive video that tells the entire tale. And
this is one of those cases that it's heartbreaking for parents to watch.
a disturbing case of child abuse, and it's caught on camera. A Southwest Florida community left furious after a daycare worker is spotted repeatedly kicking a toddler.
But first, 4 in your corner following breaking developments in a story you heard first on Fox 4. City officials shedding more light on what may be killing dozens of one of Southwest Florida's most prized game fish in the 10-mile canal in Fort Myers.
The highest concentration of dead snook appear to be between Landing View Road by Page Field Airport and the area just north of Hanson Street. As 4 in your corner's Katie Jones explains, a sewage leak could be to blame. She joins us live in Fort Myers tonight with the details. Katie.
Well, the Public Works Director tells me that the problem has been fixed, but the aftermath is still lingering. Take a look right here. You can see several dead fish have washed up on shore, and it is leaving a very strong and awful smell. The Public Works Director says the sewer leak cut off oxygen in the water, and that's what's causing all of the snook and other fish to die. He says they have redirected the sewer flow so it won't run into this canal and other waterways. And once the water is clean, the department can then determine what actually caused the leak. And in the meantime, I am told it is safe to be here and fish in this canal. Is human health at risk at all?
No, not at all. No. The smell is just, yeah, we shouldn't be there, but no, because we reported to the state and we are just following whatever the protocol is, and we are trying to clean it as quick as possible.
And we'll let you know what Public Works says could have caused this leak and if they say any other waterways were affected by that coming up tonight at 10. For now, we are live in Fort Myers. Katie Jones, Fox 4 in your corner.
I was going through some receipts and it sounded like a bomb went off.
Oh, it wasn't a bomb, but it was just as frightening. A woman driving a Cadillac Escalade plowing straight through a local hair salon in East Lee County. The women inside the salon were just feet away from the SUV that made an unwelcome entrance.
Fortunately and amazingly, nobody was hurt here. In fact, the owner of the car was able to drive home. The wreck happening at Gale's Family Hair Salon right near the intersection of Buckingham Road and Palm Beach Boulevard. And 4 in your corner's Warren Wright joining us live in Fort Myers with this exclusive surveillance video of the wreck. Warren?
I'm here at Gale's Family Hair Salon, where they've managed to secure and board up the rest of the building. However, it was just a couple hours ago when a customer inside her Cadillac Escalade drove right over this curb straight into the building.
It was scary. Yeah, you don't know what's happening. When you hear that noise, you don't know what happened.
What happened was this. A customer got into her Cadillac Escalade and, according to the owner of the salon, accidentally threw it into drive instead of reverse. And now there is one giant hole in the side of the building leading into the salon. This security surveillance video shows what happened on the inside, too.
I was going through some receipts and it sounded like a bomb went off.
Within seconds, the owner ran out into the parking lot to make sure the driver was okay.
I started to calm down and just have a seat. I didn't want her up running around because I didn't know if she was injured or anything.
Despite the unwelcomed additional entrance into the salon, the owner says she'll make a quick recovery.
I'm glad that everybody's okay and we're still open for business and, everything's good.
But here's where things get a little odd. 2 of the stylists, who didn't want to go on camera, say they've worked in other salons where this has happened before. Is it kind of crazy that you've had 2 of your women that work here have experienced this before?
Yeah, I'm wondering about keeping them on, if this is the kind of habit that happens. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
But what's not a joke? Her computer and cash register, along with the front desk, demolished. The owner is just grateful because these are things she can easily replace.
Well, once I figured out that everybody was okay, I started analyzing, maybe a bigger window, as long as we can stay open. It's all right. Everything's okay. Everybody's safe.
Now, believe it or not, the driver of the car was able to put it in reverse and pull the car out, and she was able to drive away safely. Now, there weren't any major injuries to report, but their nerves were a little rattled, but they will be open for business tomorrow. Reporting live in East Lee County, Warren Wright, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thank you, Warren. And just in tonight, Lee County health officials say that water conditions at Yankee Beach in North Shore Park is now safe to visit. Officials receiving water test results tonight, which do show those dangerously high bacteria levels, they've washed away. The beach is in North Fort Myers. It's at the foot of the US 41 bridge, very popular with boaters and anglers. Last week, they began advising everyone to stay away from the beach because of high levels of bacteria typically found in the intestines. But again, the water no longer poses any risk.
In the Storm Patrol Center now with Jim Sign. It was physically painful for me to go inside today. It was so beautiful. I want to stay outside all day.
You know, I was actually driving around in traffic for about an hour and 15 minutes. Even that was pleasant, for goodness sake. Let's take a look at how nice it looks on the zoomed in sky cam. That's the La Playa Beach and Golf Resort. Now, granted, that's one of the plum locations in Southwest Florida, but doesn't that look great? You see the water there on the left-hand side of your screen, just a couple of high, thin clouds in the distance. And here are temperatures that nobody could complain with for the dinner hour. We're in the mid-70s across the board. 74 in Punta Gorda, 76 in the Cape. A little cooler in Naples, actually, 71 the temperature there. Using the power of 4 Doppler radars to show you that Southwest Florida is dry. We actually did pick up on a couple of little sprinkles way inland in Charlotte County, but that's it as far as any significant rain goes. So it will be a perfect night for you tonight in Southwest Florida, but a developing area of low pressure is going to be changing our weather. And now we're starting to get a good idea, a real good idea, exactly how the weekend is going to play out. When it's going to be a little bit wet, when it's going to be a little bit cooler, and then another cold front, a real big one on the way. We'll have it all for you coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Veterans left scrambling to find care after a water main break forces the brand new VA clinic in Cape Coral to close its doors. The Lee County VA Healthcare Center on Diplomat Parkway shut down yesterday, just hours after a water main burst. It burst between Northeast 19th Ave and Northeast 21st Ave. Well, now the clinic won't be reopening until Saturday. 4 in Your Corner's Tara Molina speaking with Veterans Affairs about where local vets can go in the meantime. Tara?
Amy, vets who rely on the center's outpatient services have been turned away. I asked Veterans Affairs where these people can go for treatment.
Officers turning patients away after a water main break shut down the Veterans Affairs Healthcare Clinic in the Cape. It's not expected to open back up till this weekend.
If that's how long it takes to fix the water main, then that's how long it takes to fix the water main.
Utility crews actually fixed the leak in just a couple hours, but the center can't reopen until after a final water test on Friday. So where can vets get help while it's closed? I got the Veterans Affairs office on the phone to find out.
Where do people who normally go there need to go for treatment this week?
Turns out, unless it's an emergency, there really isn't another local option.
Folks with emergency concerns are being directed to, call 911 or visit their local emergency room as soon as possible.
The center is an outpatient facility, not a hospital.
Even when we're open, emergencies are sent out to local emergency rooms, local hospitals.
But the clinic sees more than 30,000 patients a year, people who are going to have to wait until the weekend for care.
They're being rescheduled for care as soon as possible.
They should be back up and running Saturday for regular weekend clinic hours.
Of course it's going to open up. It's a fantastic place. I've been coming here for about 5 years now, on and off, whenever I've needed it, and I've had exceptional care.
I reached out to Lee Memorial. A spokeswoman told me their doors are always open to anyone, including vets, but they aren't doing anything out of the ordinary since the Cape VA clinic closed. And again, the center should open its doors again Saturday morning. Live in the studio, Tara Molina, Fox 4 in your corner.
A boil water notice remains in effect for dozens of homes on Southeast 26th Terrace. This is near Academy Boulevard and Veterans Memorial Parkway in the Cape. Just another one. This after yet another water main break happened Monday afternoon. The break about 16 inches, affecting at least 28 homes in the area. Now, the problem has since been resolved, but this precautionary boil water notice applies until further notice if you do live in this area. Of course, you can count on 4 in Your Corner to let you know when that boil water notice is lifted.
New details emerging tonight in a week-long death investigation in Charlotte County. Deputies have now identified the victim. Last Thursday, an elderly man's body was found in a canal right along Harbor Boulevard. That's right by Fawcett Memorial Hospital. The medical examiner's report revealing that 80-year-old Russell Case drowned in the canal after he accidentally fell in during a medical episode. Therefore, deputies do not consider his death suspicious. Meanwhile, tonight we're learning no charges are going to be filed after a young life is cut short in Charlotte County. A little boy dying at a home on Rome Street in Port Charlotte last week. Charlotte County Sheriff's deputies now ruling his drowning a tragic accident. They say he accidentally fell in his grandparents' pool last Thursday. Deputies say the little boy was unconscious when they got there. They quickly rushed him to Bayfront Health Hospital, where he later died.
County representatives with the Florida Department of Health have begun testing hundreds of students and staff members at Lely High School. They're being tested for tuberculosis. This comes on the heels of a student who contracted the disease sometime late last month. 4 News Corner's Lisa Greenberg joining us live in the studio with the details on today's screening. Lisa?
Well, Amy, the testing was being done among everyone considered at risk because of close contact with a student who health officials believe caught the disease on December 29th, but the student wasn't formally diagnosed until earlier this month. The student, whose identity and grade levels not being disclosed, has since been undergoing treatment with antibiotics and is not allowed to attend school until the disease passes. Meanwhile, today, health officials used what's known as a T-spot blood test to conduct screenings on nearly 200 people. They received a special letter back on January 8th stating they may have been exposed.
Just anyone who is identified to be a potential contact, meaning someone who might have sat near the infectious student for long periods of time or rode a bus with them, that sort of thing.
Now, about 1,500 students attend Lely High School, and health officials say those who did not receive a letter don't need to undergo testing, although they still have the option to do so. It's important to note that the disease, is contagious, and symptoms include weakness, loss of appetite, fever, sweating, and coughing up blood. Now, as of tonight, no other cases of active TB have been identified at the school or in Collier County, but the results of these tests won't be in for about a week. Live in the studio, Lisa Greenberg, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thanks for the info, Lisa. A controversial proposal allowing more guns on your kid's campus.
We see that there's so many school shootings and everything, and we have to stop it.
We are sharing your views on the proposed law that would let your kids' fellow students pack heat.
Diving deep to uncover a major clue in a disappearance at sea. What's been found that could solve the mystery of what happened to a Southwest Florida couple?
Daycare shocker, what a child care worker in Tampa is accused of doing inside this building that many consider despicable, and it's on tape. Next.